Good morning, everybody. Like Jared said, I'm Dr. Spencer Agnew. I'm a physical therapist and running coach. And that's the goal today is to give you guys some strength training that you can do from home, geared towards your running. Trying to focus on a lot of single leg activities. We'll talk a little bit throughout this. If we have folks who have been here before, a lot of new folks, but folks have been here before, we're gonna have some new things today, some different activities than we've done in the previous year. So new year, trying to build a new foundation, kind of start over from the basics with some of these movements and activities. So let me show you guys my whiteboard, just for the video, kind of warm it up, a little plyometric, some strength, and then some supplemental stuff on the end. So the only thing you're gonna need would be a step of some sort and floor space for all of these. Oh, and a pair of shoes. We'll use the shoes at the end. But if you've got some floor space, a step that can be a couch, an ottoman, a staircase, a sturdy chair, something like that, that'll be beneficial for what we're doing today. So let me kind of get things ready to go. And we're going to start with a little bit of a warm up. So we're going to do some lunge circuits. I'm going to tilt this down slightly. So lunge circuit, we're going to warm up that hip, get some increased range of motion. I'll demo and then we'll kind of go through it together. So we're going to go through 5 motions. We're going to go forward. We're going to go 145, 90 degrees, 45 degrees behind, and then straight back. And then we're going to reverse that. So then you go 45, 90, 45, straight back. And then we'll switch legs. Okay? So we're going to go through this 2 times on each side, trying to loosen up that hip, get a little bit of strength muscle activation going to prepare us for the split squats we're going to do during our strength session. So, you guys get ready, we'll stand up, and we'll kind of stop as we go. So we'll go forward, good, so the 45, good, side, back, and straight back, and then we're just reversing. So 45, to the side, forward 45, and straight up. And I like to use my arms to kind of get in that running motion. Everything we're doing is to try to help complement what we're doing for training. So form is a big important thing with your running mechanics. So let's try to work on that when we're starting training. So now we're going to the other side. Forward, 45, to the side. I got a little limited space here. And back, and now we're going to reverse it. So 45, here, forward, and back. So 1 set on each side. Start with those hips, loosen up a little bit. We're going to go back around using my right leg. Forward, slide, here, back at an angle, and then straight back. And I'll reverse it. If you can, try to get them up to a high knee position every single time. And this high knee position is important from a running mechanics standpoint. And if we can replicate that for mechanics, also for balance, it'll be beneficial. Forward. 45. Doing a nice stretch when I get out here to the side. Back at 45. Straight back. And come back. To the side, angle, and straight ahead. All right, so first warm-up activity, nice hip circuit, lunge circuit. Sometimes I'll use 1 set of that before I run. It's like a free run activation drill. Something easy to warm up the hips, get the quads going a little bit. Second thing we're going to do is going to be a single leg bridge. Let me demo. I'm going to make a slight variation of this one. A lot of people who have been doing this with me for the past year know that I like this exercise, but I'm going to make a little bit of a change. So here I'm going to lower the camera a little bit. Okay. So again, you're back. Bridge position. Big focus is keeping your back nice and flat. So put your hand back there. You should have that window. I want you to think about pulling the rib cage down, keeping your back nice and flat. 1 leg forward, up. We'll hold for 30 seconds, and then we're in 15 seconds of repetitions. So we're adding a little variation onto this one compared to what we typically do. So we do a lunge ready, get in position, kind of close up that gap, keep the rib cage down and up. So when we're doing this, try to keep your thighs nice and parallel and your hips level. You might notice as you continue, those hips start to dip, and that's what we're trying to compensate. Trying not to let our hips shift to the side, keeping everything nice and forward. This is something you might notice if you, either yourself or if you're running behind somebody, they get a lot of that tilt at their pelvis. This is actually that can help with that. Okay, ready repetitions in 1 and go. Just up and down, keeping that tummy tight, focusing and generating that force from the backside. And 3, 2, 1, good. All right, get in another position, ready and up. So same thing, keep that core tight, back nice and flat, legs are going to be parallel, maintain position. If you need to, put your hands down here, that's totally fine to help build some stability. Otherwise, move them up to your chest, elbows too much stabilized, and the biggest progression is going to be hands up. So we got 8 more seconds before we do our rings. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Keeping that back nice and flat, generating that force all from the hips. Give that glute a little squeeze at the top. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Good. All right, move here. Any questions on those? You feel pretty good? So that's another easy one to do as a pre-run activation drill, kind of working that pelvis control, get that glute firing before you hit the road. All right, so the next one, we have 2 variations. You can, if you have a small step that you feel comfortable jumping onto, we can do that. I'm going to set mine up. If you don't, we can do it from the floor. So I'll kind of show you a variation of this one. So let me set up my step. I've got a convenient here in the gym. I can use a stepper. What you guys might have to do is utilize your staircase, or if you have a small, sturdy step. We're going to do box jumps onto that step, 1 foot to 2 feet. If that's too challenging, we'll go 2 feet to 2 feet. And if you don't have a box, we'll just do single leg hops. So let me show you kind of working down the hardest to easiest. So what I'm going to do, I'm here at 1 foot, I'm going to jump up, and I'll land on 2. So 1 foot, here, up, land on 2. We're not doing single leg. We're doing single leg to double leg. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can go double leg to double leg. Try to land nice and soft. And if both of those are too challenging, or if you don't have a step that's sturdy enough, we can just do it from the floor. So then all we do is stand up here, go on 1 leg, and then hop. So if you're doing the jumps, we're going to do 5 jumps. Do 5 jumps if you're going on the box. If you're going to do your jumps, you can do 20 hops. So you'll hop on 1 leg 20 times, switch the other leg, hop 20 times, take a rest. If we're going on the box, which is what I'm going to do, we're going to do 5 jumps on 1 leg, leading with 1 leg, 5 jumps leading with the other leg. Okay? Give it a shot. So I'm going to start with my left leg, and we're going to jump up, step down. Even if you're doing 2 legs, step down, don't jump down. 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to switch legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's take a little break. So, why is jumping important? Jumping is one of the most specific things we can do in strength training, because if you break running down to the simplest form, It's just a series of single leg hops. You're continually hopping, jumping from one leg to the other. So if we can practice jumping here, work on what we call energy storage and release, we can refine our movement and become better at generating power when we're out on the roads, the track, trails, treadmill, wherever you do your running. Challenge with this, just checking the comments. Challenge is if you're having an Achilles issue or chronic fasciitis or something like that, this can be uncomfortable. Generally what we do is we either increase how many steps you're taking, or we decrease the duration, or we have to hold off on how long or how many of these you're doing. This is a valuable rehab tool when you do have a calf issue and chronic fasciitis, but it's a rehab tool we use down the road. So if any of you have any discomfort in the Achilles or the calf with these, maybe we just hold off. You can do 2 legs instead of 1. That might help decrease the force for that. Okay, let's go into our set 2. So if you're doing single leg hops, 20 hops, 1 leg, 20 hops the other. You're using the box, we're doing 5 yells. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And step down. Good. How people feeling? You're just cutting in and out. Anybody else cutting in and out? No. Everybody feeling okay from okay. So 1 is audio good, hopefully. 2 is how everybody feeling with the jumps. Take a little bit more rest break. Okay, good, good. Let's do our last set. So 3rd set of jumping. Get back to the box. All right, ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're switching. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, you can put our box to the side. I got an excellent question. All right, so put your box away. So that is normal. Yeah, so you're going to have, generally you're going to have a bias where you're going to want to initiate the movement with 1 foot versus the other if you're doing 2 feet, or if you're doing 1 foot, you're going to have a foot that's kind of lagging behind. Part of that is just as you work on the skill of doing the box jumps, you'll get better and better at it. But that is a really, really, really common thing. Inherently, all of us have this bias to one side or the other, right? It's like, are you right-handed or left-handed? You're going to have a bias to utilizing whether your right foot or your left foot a little bit more. So that's really common, call it a neuromuscular adaptation that we see. The biggest thing is making sure that you're still landing soft when you're trying to hit the box. We don't want you to be smashing into the box. Landing mechanics is really important in how you kind of accept that load. Awesome. So next thing we're going to do is going to be, and we're still negative focus hopefully, is going to be our main strength set. So we're going to do a split squat. Instead of reps, we're going to do it for time. So we're going to do 30 seconds of split squats. The first 10 seconds, we're going to do repetitions. The second 10 seconds, we're going to hold in a deep split squat. The last 10 seconds, we're going to do pulses. This is going to get pretty challenging by the end. If you do 10 seconds of split squats, you got to stop, totally fine. We're going to go back and forth. And then if you're stopping early, you get a little bit more rest. But let's see how you do on one set, and we can modify from there. The goal is to get in up to 3 sets of this if you can. If you're really feeling good, try to get 4, but let's shoot for 3 sets today. So let me show you quick. If I'm here in the split squat position, I'm thinking we're going straight down, so my chest is staying upright. And this is going to be the first 10 seconds, just up and down. Second 10 seconds is going to be a hold in this position. Your quads are going to get working pretty good. And then the last 10 seconds is going to be kind of pulsing up and down. All right, and then I'll switch sides. You can see. All right, so you're gonna watch, ready? And ready, set, go. So we're going up and down. Good. You're gonna arms into it as well. Trying to keep that chest up, sink straight down, and now hold. So we know from the research, from a performance standpoint, having your chest upright, maintaining this upright position is better from now pulse, better from a running mechanics and a running performance standpoint. So we want to replicate that as much as we can in training. And switch. There's one set on one side, now we'll go to the other side. Ready and go. Now up and down. Good, 2, 1, and now hold. Hold this position. This is going to be another one you might feel different side to side. One side might feel a little bit more challenging depending on if you've got some more tightness in the hip, weakness in the quad, and I'll pulse. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and good. All right, give a break. How was that one? Can be a tough one. That one burns, yes. So you should feel a little bit of a burn. I don't want any pain, but you should get a nice little muscle burn. For me, I had a history of some right-sided hip limitations, tightness. So when I have that leg back, I actually have, it's harder for me. I get more in my back leg than I do in my front leg. So depending on your history, depending on any running related injuries you might have, you're gonna feel a little bit different. All right, so 20 more seconds. We're taking a full minute in between these ones. Then we'll hit our second set, take a minute, hit our third. Everybody able to make it through the whole thing, or were some people cutting it short? Totally fine for cutting it short. Just getting an idea of difficulty level. Awesome, sweet. And it's gonna burn. All right, let's get ready for set number 2. So split stance, and go for it. So up and down. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and hold this position. This gives us what I call time under tension. So it gives us more load over a longer period of time. So it's a way to impulse. It's a way to kind of cheat the exercise a little bit, to make it a little bit harder than just kind of wrapping up and down. And 1, and rest. So switch sides. Ready, and go. And it's not cheating, it's just a way to kind of trick the mind, make the workout a little bit harder. And hopefully you're doing reps. I'm talking. I can't talk and actually at the same time. And hold. Make the exercise a little bit more challenging. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and pulse. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a rest. All right, so you made it through the hardest one. Last set's the easiest, right? It's just like running. You get to that second to last one, you get through there, mentally you know you can make it through the last set. So we'll take a full 45 seconds. Hang out here. Can't do balance. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna take a quick hit of coffee. Get it through. Wait till we get to the arm exercise. That's when we're all gonna feel it. So I don't do a lot of heavy bench press or a lot of weighted exercise with the arms, but we do want to do some muscular endurance exercises. I'm sure you guys have felt when you're on the run, sometimes the arms will get tired, the shoulders are coming up, and you just get tired and fatigued through here. Burn above the knee is okay. Yep, so you're gonna feel it. I'll get in position. So you might feel it up here, or you're gonna feel a stretch back here. So when I'm in this position, because this back hip's the one that I've had issues with, I feel it more in the front of my hip down my leg. You might feel it more above your knee, which is totally fine. As long as, or even in the front of the knee, I gravity feel it in the muscle. Some people will feel it up here, just depending on strength, how much they can tolerate, history of pain, training, all those things. Okay? So we will get ready and reps. Good. Got 3 seconds. 2, 1, and we're holding. I did a set right. This is a challenge for me when I'm working with clients. 1, and pulse. They'll ask how many reps to do, and I'll have a theory in my mind of what I think we should do, and then we get talking, and I totally forget how many reps they've done. And switch. And reps. Here, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Almost done. We're on the home stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1, and pulse. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, we made it. We're directly above the knee, so that could be more quad tendon related. So this is going to kind of, I can't show it them, but my kneecap's right here, and it's right above it, right here. That could be quad tendon. It's hard to say right now if you have a history of irritation there, or if it's purely just like kind of like a load management issue where your body's just not ready for all that load at this point. Getting into a deeper squat with that will load up that knee, that area above the knee, a little bit more. So in rehab, getting into a deeper split squat or truly getting into a deep squat. Oh, that's funny. I'm sure I look wonderful too, so don't worry. But getting into a deep squat is going to take away, from a rehab standpoint, some of that edge. Train that area a little bit more above the knee. If it's too uncomfortable, then you just decrease the amount of squat, and that'll take some of the load off that area. All right. So we're getting to our final 3 exercises. 1, if you've been here before, you know I love the calf muscle. If you haven't been here before, the calf is, research-wise, the muscle that bears most of the load when we're running, and is how we change our speed. Most people think it's because of the hip. The hip helps change speed at really fast paces. So if you're running a sub 4-minute mile pace or sprinting, then you're using your hip to cycle your gait a little bit more quickly. Otherwise, you're trying to change your stride length with your calf muscle. And most people neglect the calf muscle. So we're going to do a real easy 3-way calf exercise to show you guys a way to treat that at home. You might feel a burn in this one too. So we're going to do 3 different directions continuously. So we're going to do 20 reps with our toes pointed forward, 20 with our toes pointed together, 20 with our toes pointed out. I'll demo a little bit and then we'll kind of rep through it. So 20 reps each one, and then we'll take a rest. So make sure you guys can see my feet. Okay, so toes forward, we're going up and down. This isn't as fast as you can go. We shouldn't be bouncing. It should be slow and controlled. Try not to keep your heels on the ground for very long. You're just going to go up and down, toes in, up and down, and toes out, up and down. So we're going to put their toes forward. We'll do 20 reps, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to keep it nice and controlled. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You need to hold on, that's okay. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now toes together. First set should feel pretty good. 1, 2, 3. We'll see how these feel about last set. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm starting to feel a little bit. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now some of my arches, some of my calves, and all toes out. And 1, 2, 3. Now I'm starting to feel it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Feel great. So by the end there, I got a little bit of a burn, a little bit of a muscle burn through my calves, some into my arches as well. How did that feel for you guys? We're gonna do one more set of that, taking a little rest. Burn the glute as well. Definitely, yep, you can definitely feel kind of all the way along that, what I'll call the posterior chain. So your calf, your hamstring, your glute, you can definitely feel some of that. Part of that is learning to recruit your calf muscle, right? So one is a neuromuscular aspect. Two, it could be because of weakness. Because the calf can't generate all that force, you're bringing other people to the party. And you'll definitely feel it through the Achilles. Yes. Yeah, so if it's weakness, you're probably just bringing some other muscle groups along to accomplish the task. Totally normal. We'll keep training it to get better. So let's do our second set. Same thing. Put this down a little bit. Same thing. All right, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Toes point at each other. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Think about squeezing those calf muscles. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you have to rotate out, that's totally fine. A little bit more. There's 14, I think 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And here. So if you can't rotate those toes out quite as far, you can narrow them up a little bit. That might help. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And you might have to do a little bit of here, shake the legs out a little bit, depending on how sore, how much of a muscle burn you've got. Feeling good? We got 2 more exercises. So the next one is one that you could use a stair for. Really, really handy to use this on a staircase because then you'll have a railing to hold on to if you need to. But this is, out of all the exercises we do, I'm biased to calves, but after that, this is probably the best one because you get a lot of bang for your buck. So we're gonna work on pelvic control, some hip strength, quad strength, range of motion, trunk stability. There's a lot that goes into this one, which also means that this is a challenging one. So what some of you might need is you might need to do this near a wall so you can hold on from a balance standpoint. Some of you might be totally fine to do this just on your step. So I'm going to set my step up again and I'll talk you through. So find your step. The lower the step, the easier it's going to be. So you'll be up here. Don't worry about my head. Focus on this knee. So you're going to be here. You're going to go down and up. Down and up. So things we're looking for. One is my hips dropping. So I don't want to reach and hike that hip. I want the hips to stay level. So a lot of times I'll put my hands on my hips to maintain a level pelvis. 2 is my knee. It's hard to see with my black pants, but I'm trying to keep my knee going through my foot and not here, diving in. So if your knee is coming in, only go as low as you can control. So only go as low as you can tolerate that knee going forward and then come back down. And we're just training in that range of motion. The last thing is from a trunk standpoint. You'll notice that as you go down, you should be able to keep your pelvis or your trunk upright. Some of you might do this. And that's the last thing that comes. So normally we work on the pelvis, the hip, the knee, and then the trunk. I'm going to look at the easiest things to focus on. Okay? Don't worry about hitting your foot on the floor. We're just going to kind of go through those repetitions, load up that quad, load up that hip. Okay? Let's try to get 8 reps on each side. If you need to use a wall for balance, please be safe. Don't fall off the chair or anything. All right, and 1, we're going to 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I'll step over here and the other side. And go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm watching my knee, making sure my knee is going through the middle of my foot. 7, 8. And I'll take a little break. How is that one? People able to set this one up? Do you have a chair, stair? something that you guys can use. If you don't, then we can do this one just on the ground, and you're just kind of doing a single leg squat, but with limited range of motion. Good, all right, we'll head back. Do it for a second set. And go. And I do this exercise a lot because I work a lot with clients, so we're practicing this. And even I can feel my right side, I feel more stable with. When I go to my left side, I have a little bit more of a hesitancy, more of a balance issue. Switch. Part of that too is when I demo this exercise, I always demo it with my right. So you'll realize you have a little bias to a certain movement. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. One more second. Then we need to do the fun one. We're almost done. All right. Looks like things are going all right. Sweet. Right? Last set. So ways to progress this, increase the box so you get a larger range of motion. You can also hold on to some weights, whether it be a backpack with some books in it. I've got some dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever you've got for some external load. But for now, just work on range of motion, work on movement. So last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, we're going to step away. So last exercise is going to be a series of movements for your upper body. And we're going to use our shoes. So, and most people got a pair of shoes laying around that they can use as weights. So I'm going to take the shoes off my feet, use this. What we're going to do here is we're going to continually go through a movement, moving our shoes. You guys can just mimic me. The way we progress this is by changing where our hands are. So I'm going to say palms together, palms up, or palms down, and we'll kind of rotate with that. So it'll be things kind of straight off to the side with T, V's, shoulder press, movements here, like just variety of different movements. I'll demo it, I'll show you what to do, then you guys can copy me. We'll do 30 seconds for each exercise, which means let's just do shoulder press. So we're gonna have 2 different hand motions for shoulder press. So 30 seconds, we'll do 15 seconds this way, and then 15 seconds palms forward. Okay, so I'll tell you guys where to put the hands, and then show the next exercise. All right? Let's do one to practice see my upper body. All right, so get my watch ready. First one we're gonna do is when you out to the side, I'm gonna put my palms down. We'll go palms down, palms forward, palms back. Okay? So, ready, and go. Just out to the side. Try to go 90 degrees. Lifting those shoes. Keep her going. Keep going. Get my watch ready. Good. And then palms forward. Good. And palms back. So you'll feel it a little bit different location with each muscle group. 2, 1, and rest. Next one we're going to do is from our hands by our sides, we're going to lift up in a V position. Try to lift that V all the way overhead, but keep your core tight so you're not arching your back. Your ribcage should stay down. So the whole time, deep core muscles are staying tight. And go. Palms together, up in a V. Looking at my watch. I'm cheating a little bit. I'm going to do a 1. And now palms down. Good. 4 seconds for this one. And palms up. Just go as far up as you can. 2, 1, and rest. Now we're going to take a little bit of a wider stance with our legs, more of a squat, and we're going to start inside of our knees and do a V as well. You'll feel the core a little bit different. You'll feel a little bit differently in this one. So same thing, palms together, start, and go. Keep that core nice and tight. Whole time, trying to move just from the shoulders. Don't arch the back. palms down. Three, two, one, palms up. Good, keep that core tight. The core tight, 5 more seconds, and we're doing shoulder presses. And rest, good. So shoulder press, palms facing each other, and then we'll do palms forward. So ready, start at 90, you're going straight up overhead. Don't let those elbows dip below 90 degrees if you can. And go. I feel my arms burning pretty good. This one we're doing 15 seconds because we only have 2 movements. 3, and now palms forward, and up. 10 seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, shake your arms out a little bit. Next one, we're going to actually do some hinging. So up, kind of like you have a wing, chicken wing here, and then just out and in. So this is going to have palms forward, and then the palms down, and then the palms up. Okay? So we're going to hinge for this one. Palms together and out. Good. This one's easier for me to check, bro. No matter what. And palms down. 4 seconds. Almost done. 3 more exercises. Palms up. Five seconds. And rest. So now for me, after everyone, I'm kind of shaking the arms out a little bit. Scarecrows are the next one. So we're going to be here, kind of coming up and down. So this is going to be palms forward, palms together. Then palms back is kind of hard. So generally, I'll just keep the first 2 going. All right. And ready, set, go. Almost, I'm doing palms forward first. You just kind of hinging, up and down. Got 2 more after this one. Good. And palms together. Make sure I have no questions here. Yeah. 5, 4. And good. Shake your arms out a little bit. Now we're going to start with the arms straight. So first exercise is a T. Now we're going to go out this way, make a T, so straight arms there. So same thing, palms together, palms up, palms down. And go. Palms together, opening up. Keep the core tight. Don't shrug the shoulders. We're working on that muscular endurance so we can maintain an upright posture. And palms down. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and palms up. Almost done. 30 seconds left after this one. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, last one. I call it bear, so it's scarecrow position, but you're just alternating. Okay, so palms forward and palms together. Ready and go. So I'm gonna go palms forward first. Just kind of ripping through this one. You can go fast. Keep it controlled. Don't lose form like that. Keep the form stable, core tight. Good. Elbows up and switch, palms together. Last one, home stretch here. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right. How is everybody feeling? Put my shoes back on. That is it. So that one makes the arms burn pretty good. So it's not like we're doing a big bench press exercise, lifting a lot of weight, right? So you'll know next time to get your racing flats or your spikes, so you got some lighter shoes instead of your big Hokas. You'll learn. Okay. Hopefully things warmed up a little bit with the snap, crackle, pop. But yeah, so build some nice muscular endurance with the shoes. Good posture exercises as well. So that'll be it for me. Thank you everybody for showing up. Hopefully you guys took something away. The YouTube video will be up, so if you guys want to go back and repeat this down the road between now and next month's session, go for it. It's a nice No problem. Nice, easy routine you can do from home to implement into your training. So perfect.
Thanks, Spencer, for the workout this morning. If anyone has last minute questions, feel free to pop them into the chat so that we can get to those. Otherwise, this is a monthly thing. If anyone wants to do this with us, we send out the Zoom link on the Facebook, and I'll share that with this month's Facebook event so that you can join for next month. But yeah, Spencer, best ways to recover right about now.
So first, I posted my email in there. If you guys want to reach out to me, have any other questions, feel free. And then best way to recover right now, I would say one is to keep moving. Make sure you're not going to just be stationary all day, like especially with the arms. If you're going to go to a desk and be stuck here for the rest of the day, make sure you're moving and shaking out, doing some range of motion stuff to keep active. Hydration is going to be a big thing too.
Yeah, I'll be including the link in the newsletter. I'll send that out to that email list too. Good question there.
So keep moving and stay hydrated too. Make sure that you guys are trying to recover.
Cool. And if anyone comes up with questions later on and that come up when you're doing the workouts later, just reach out to Spencer, and he'd be happy to answer them. He's pretty active on his social media accounts. He has his email in the chat there as well. So yeah, cool.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good week.